Hello everyone, this is Rabbi Dovid Zirkind from the Riverdale Jewish Center with another installment of our weekly Parsha video this week for Parshat Vaera. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching each and every week. You'll notice in this week's Parsha that there are times when Hashem sends Moshe to Paro. And when he does so, the Torah says, Lech el Paro, you should go. But more often than not, the formulation that the Torah uses in this week's Parsha and again next week, Vayomer Hashem al Moshe bo el Paro, which literally means come to Paro, which doesn't seem to be the right grammatical formulation. So the Zohar has a classic idea which reverberates in different Hasidic commentaries over the last few centuries, that Lech el Paro is a little bit more removed, but Bo el Paro is intimate. It's as if Hashem is saying to Moshe, come to Paro with me. We'll go together. Lech el Paro is distant, Bo el Paro is a little bit more intimate. There's another interpretation of this pasuk and this distinction that's found in the Ibn Ezra, and it's developed more recently by Rav Zalman Sorotzkin in his Osnaim LaTorah. Rav Sorotzkin explains that whenever Hashem says to Moshe, Lech el Paro, you'll notice that Paro is out in the land. He's by the Nile, he's on the ground, he's out with the people of Egypt. Bo el Paro is an expression that's used when Moshe is told to enter into Paro's chambers, to go into the palace to confront the king, which is, of course, the most vulnerable place to do so, or the most precarious of situations. Hashem says, Bo, go all the way into the palace to do so. And on the surface, these seem like two very different interpretations of these expressions, but I think they're actually two sides of the same coin. Whenever Hashem tells Moshe to go into the palace, whenever Moshe needs that support, whenever Moshe is most afraid for his well-being, Hashem says, Bo, I'll go with you. Let's hold hands. Let's go together. But whenever it's safe, when Paro and Moshe will be on equal footing, when they'll stand shoulder to shoulder or face to face, Hashem says, Moshe, you can do this. Lech el Paro. You go. I'll stay behind. I trust you. It's going to be okay. In the same way that when parents are raising children, there's a stage where you have to hold on to your children really tight because you're afraid of letting them loose. And then there's a time when you let them go so that they can run ahead. Seems to be the same dynamic here as well. When Moshe needs the support and the protection, Bo el Paro, Hashem goes with him. But when Hashem knows that Moshe can do it independently, he stays back and he says, Lech, you go ahead, I'll stay where I am. And in the same way that this is true in Moshe's relationship to Hashem, it's certainly true in our relationship to Hashem as well. There are times in our religious lives when Hashem scripts for us exactly what we're supposed to do. These are the mitzvos that you're supposed to perform. These are the prohibitions that you're not allowed to violate. But we often find ourselves in circumstances where there is no script. Hashem isn't exactly telling us what to do or what not to do, and it's our job to figure it out for ourselves. And rather than wondering, where is Hashem in this moment? How come he's not holding on to us? It's a Lech el Paro moment when Hashem is saying, I trust you, you'll figure it out on your own. This has been one of those incredibly challenging years, precisely because there hasn't really been any precedent. What our shuls should be like, what our homes should be like, what our professional careers should be like, what our relationships should be like. We've never been in a situation like this before. There's a lot of space. There's a lot of independence and autonomy to figure out for ourselves what will be meaningful and what won't, what will be good for us and what won't. It's a Lech el Paro kind of year. And one of the opportunities is to test the waters with this independence, to figure out, are we really capable? Are we making the right kind of decisions? Are we proud of our religious selves in a year where there has been no script and no precedent? And perhaps if we maximize the gift of this year, one of the things we can do is really reflect deeply on how well we've done when there was no script, where religion didn't ask anything in particular, but asked us to figure it out for ourselves, perhaps for the very first time. And we can learn from the right decisions and the mistakes that we've made to carry forward into a healthy future a lot of the lessons that this precious year has taught us. I want to wish everyone a wonderful Shabbos. Thank you for watching, and look forward to seeing you very soon.